Well, gang, it looks like we got another mystery on our hands. Welcome back to Late Night Conspiracies, everybody. Let's jump right into it because the videos that we have tonight, baffling indeed, and therefore we're gonna jump right into it right now. No, you do not have to like the video, you do not have to subscribe, none of that. Crazy, right? Let's actually get down to it. Our very first clip is coming from Mine C, okay? And apparently we got this orb-looking twat out there, orb-looking bozo. I don't even know, man. Don't even make sense. But if you were to ask this to Dr. Stephen Greer, he would say that this is made by us, essentially, with the reverse engineer technology. So knowing that information, like, do you believe that? Do you not believe that? I want to know your thoughts, because yeah, whistleblowers including Dr. Stephen Greer has said that most of the UFOs, not all, but most of the UFOs, most of these orbs, these twats, these bozos that you see are apparently us with the reverse engineered technology. I thought this was quite strange, so I wanted to throw that right in the beginning of the video. Our next clip apparently is also kind of wild. Yeah, look at that. Damn, it's like, is it hiding or the guy is like putting his fingers? Maybe he's putting his fingers, that is making it so you get that eclipse, right? And then you got like two of these lights moving. No, actually three of them. Oh my god. TR3B perhaps. Oh man, aliens before GTSX. Yeah, nice try, Diddy. Or I mean to say, tall gray aliens. Yeah, I'll point that laser, point that laser. Is it gonna move faster now? Oh man, people have done this crap like so much to cats. Yeah, okay, humans thinking they're cats. Bruh. That they're gonna look at the lasers. Yo, how crazy is that? We've had videos where people are firing like green lasers at them, and these UFOs actually react. Like how you would show or point laser on the ground near a cat or a dog, and they would, not necessarily a dog, or can happen at times, but cats, yeah, like they would start like chasing it, right? If you have a dog or cat, try it and let me know in the comments. Do they chase it? Do they not? So these aliens, you're telling me that these aliens, millions of years ahead of us, allegedly, light years away from our planet, allegedly, coming from different galaxies, different star system, and then they're like, okay, oh man, please fire green lasers at us. We want to feel just like the cats that you have on your planet. Yeah, man, I don't know about that one, man. Maybe deep down there are cats. Shout out to Skywatch TV. Roll it. Roll it.
Our first encounter takes us to Pacifica, California on September 6th, 2022. This video was recorded by a security camera pointed at the streets in the surroundings of Maury Point. At first, nothing was out of the ordinary. Suddenly, a bright light appeared in the sky.
Yeah, right here.
It seems to show usual movements, like making quick turns, shutting on and off, and moving at a high speed.
No! Oh,
at this point, the most safe bet is that light is probably a drone. However, before the recording ends, the object makes an abrupt descending movement at a high speed, flashes an even brighter light, and finally disappears to be never seen again.
What the hell?
What do you think about what we just...
Did it like go supersonic or supersonic? Or it disappeared like Harry Potter with his cloak on?
saw? For me, it's definitely not a drone.
Oh no, that's 110% not a drone, bro.
The white cigar.
The white cigar. Wait for it.
November 13th, 2023. The day that put Bemidji, a city in the state of Minnesota, in the news of the whole country. The reason for so much attention was that a cigar-shaped object was recorded flying over the airport in Minnesota with absurd horizontal speed. Taking a closer look at the footage, it can be seen that the object is solid, white, and oblong-shaped, with rounded edges and a smooth surface. However, the mystery of this event doesn't end here. The emergency communications center of that area received numerous reports of a loud explosion and bright flash in the sky before 7 p.m. on that particular day. Reports of people seeing, hearing, and feeling the incident came in from all the counties in the vicinity of Bemidji. Reinforcing these claims, we have a second video of this same event that comes from a security camera that captured the exact same object.
What
The
the hell?
UFO can be
Are we
seen
gonna see
briefly, and moments later, a really loud boom sound can be heard. Just like the reports received by the emergency.
Okay, I did not see it. I did not see it. Maybe I need glasses or something, man. But no, I did not see it. What? Say psych.
Like the reports received by the emergency centers in a few counties in Minnesota. Since this event took place, no definitive explanation
Oh, that one that just flashed us for a second?
for this mystery has ever been given, remaining unexplained to this day.
Yeah. Now that was crazy fast. The
The
zigzag?
zigzag. Moving on to the next event, we have 3 photos taken by Reddit user Hey It Might Be Eve.
Satellite
On a
for
night like
reference.
any other, he was taking pictures of the sky on a tripod when he suddenly saw a red light moving. According to him, that light was initially going in a straight line and around the same speed as an airplane before suddenly disappearing. He also claimed that he didn't see it accelerate, it just disappeared out of nowhere. Now
Yeah,
taking
of
a
course.
closer look at the pictures, we can see a beautiful cloudless sky, full of stars, but something out of the ordinary quickly grabs our attention. A red light zigzagging. Just in case you don't know how an object can be seen moving on a picture, that is because the original poster was using long exposure on his camera, which means that the shutter remains open during a long period of time. So every object that moves in this interval gets its movements captured. On the other hand, objects that remain still, like the stars, end up still in the final picture. With this information in hand, we can
Yeah, right. Like that's a crazy one. I wouldn't say like what you call this thing. Would you call it a UFO? I would not call this a UFO. I guess there's a reason why, you know, a couple of years ago they changed the term from UFO to UAP. And now the craziest thing is that they're actually calling it NHI, non-human intelligence. Makes sense, right? Because I think there's just way too much stuff going on and there's way too many sightings, and yeah, especially this one. I mean, it does not look like a UFO. UFO means unidentified flying object, so flying object, it does not feel like or look like, yeah, it does not look like an object either. So calling this thing a phenomenon, an unidentified aerial phenomenon, UAP, would make a whole lot more sense. And what would make even more sense is non-human intelligence, if this is really part of the aliens or non-human stuff, right? But UAP, I would call this a UAP more.
can surely
More
rule
like
out
that.
that the red light is not a meteor or a shooting star, since their movement doesn't match what we have in those photos. Planes are also out of the question for this same reason. Not only do we have those pictures, but it seems that there are more witnesses to this same event, like this Reddit user that claims that he saw an orange orb zigzagging and disappearing back in 2021. And in this other report, a couple saw an orange object moving in unusual ways before disappearing. The UFO community made efforts to understand what was captured in these photos, but unfortunately, no definitive answer to this mystery was given, as it remains unsolved to this day.
Yeah, of course. We demand answers! We
Lights
demand
on
answers!
Richmond.
The public demand answers!
Now let's move on to Richmond, Virginia. On November 6, 2023, an odd formation of lights was recorded slowly hovering in the night skies. Let's take a closer
Yeah.
look at the footage.
It's like a TR-3B, right? Again, or 3 small objects.
In the lower part of the video, one light can be seen, and to
Yeah, this one is alone, this one is a family.
its left, a
Or a man with 2 wives or something like that. I don't know, man. Man with 2 wives, or maybe that's a single mom. Maybe that's a single mom. Right?
triangle-shaped formation with 3 more lights. About 40 seconds later in the video, another light appears from behind the trees, also moving in the same direction as the others.
That's a mother-in-law ship right there.
Then again, close
Oh, hell no. No, not a mother-in-law ship.
direction as the others.
Yeah,
Then again,
mother-in-law ship,
closer
yeah.
to the end of the video, 2 more lights enter the frame.
Where are the father ships though? We got mother ships, mother-in-law ships.
In my opinion, they don't seem like drones, since they seem to be constantly moving in one direction, and this would cause the drone to eventually lose signal from the controller, and the original poster didn't see these lights moving back from where they came from. What makes
Smart.
everything more intriguing is that another Reddit user claimed that he saw something very similar. I'm in Ohio. I saw a similar cluster here about an hour ago. There is no decent footage, and the lighting in the city is terrible. I initially thought it was Starlink because it looked like a line of 5 of them. Quickly, they were out of sight. After a few moments, 3 came back over the tree line across the western sky. What's your thoughts on these light formations? Do you stick with the drone theory? Let me know in the comments.
Yeah, no, definitely not drones. The green light.
The green light. Punta Arenas, Chile.
Ooh.
May 28th, 2016.
Yeah.
Apart from the date and location where it was recorded, no further details were shared regarding this video. Now taking a look at what we have, a green light can be seen hovering above the ocean. The unidentified object seems to be composed of 2 distinct light sources. Closer to the end of the video, as it zooms out, we can understand the size of this light in comparison to the city in the background. At first, a drone is the safest guess about what this object could be.
Man, as he zooms out, you get to see the perspective from where he was at and seeing this thing. And you zoom in, it looks like a dot, but when you zoom in, it's like 2 objects, kind of like, or rectangle shape objects, green light emanating from it, or emitting from it. I would call it more like a UAP, or perhaps it really is a UFO with the green lights. And it's nighttime, the guy's far away, the camera perhaps is not able to capture it well enough because it's at a distance. Perhaps it's a UFO, but from the video here, it looks like a UAP.
But as we take a look at the zoomed footage, it really makes us think twice about that, given its weird shape and color. What's your opinion on this one?
Yeah, like I would say 2 rectangle shaped UFOs. And that's the thing, right? Like, what if these are natural phenomenons? I'm not talking about UFOs. UFOs surely do exist, right? But we also have these. We also got the orbs. We got the plasmoids. What do you call this exactly? Would you call this an orb or a plasmoid? Or would you call it a UAP phenomenon? I think I would call it a phenomenon, but is it really? I guess if it's not identified, then you gotta call it UAP. So yeah, we're gonna call this thing a UAP. But what if these are natural and they happen? Because they have been happening for way too long, right? For way too long. But okay, let's say these are natural, which I don't think they are, but let's just say they are natural. What about the UFOs? You know, clearly the UFOs are real. Clearly there are discs, flying objects that are unidentified. Clearly they are there. Yeah, what about those?
But now, if you made it this far into the video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to this channel.
Yeah, like and subscribe.
You can also support us by becoming a member by clicking on the join button below. It will help immensely.
Yeah, that if you're new here, you do not have to subscribe, but if you enjoy the content, yeah, guys, feel free to become a member, man. It helps out a ton as well. Baja UAP. Wait, what?
Baja UAP.
Baja, okay. Wait, what?
Next up, we return to
we're calling this a UAP. Nah, bro, this is a UFO. The other one was a UAP, man.
California with photos featuring a classic saucer-shaped UFO. Even though the date that those pictures were taken is unknown, the Reddit user who posted this image claims that this photo was taken from a balcony by an old man.
Ooh.
The image, even though it looks a little grainy, shows a flying saucer with red glowing lights and what seems to be windows. To make things a little more mysterious, a second witness claims that he saw the same object in Washington back in 2015.
Yo, this looks like, I believe, Fresh and Fit. Yo, Fit from Myron from Fresh and Fit. If you know, you know. If you don't know, well, no biggie, guys. Yeah, it looks like Myron from Fresh and Fit.
I was with my buddy Greg, driving east on I-90 from Seattle to Wallace, Idaho. We saw a huge flash of light directly over the highway that blinded us. In its place appeared this exact craft, completely silent and hovering about 40 to 50 feet off the road directly in front of us. It moved to the left over a mountain ridge, made zero noise, and didn't have any propulsion.
Of course.
Just floated away silently, and we saw every single detail within up to 50 feet or less. It had no doors or windows. It had what I would describe as red and purple lightning bolts sparking all around underneath it, but being completely silent. It was also extremely large, between 200 to 300 feet wide. Given how clear the pictures are and that this UFO was witnessed by different individuals, this adds an extra layer of credibility to this incident. Damn. Assuming that these photos are legit, what did we just see? Something...
I don't know, man. I have a hard time believing this one because it looks so big and seems like that it's kind of close-ish to the ground as well. Yeah, it looks too good to be true. It's one of those situations. But again, if it is true, then holy smokers, it ain't no dang joke as well.
Something out of this world or a top secret military aircraft? Let me know what you think.
Perhaps reverse engineered, based off of the real one, of course.
The cylinder.
The cylinder.
November 6th, 2023. A cigar-shaped object was recorded slowly hovering over the skies of Illinois in 3. A cigar-shaped object was recorded. Cylinder.
Check this out. I had to rewind it because of the logo there.
November 6th, 2023. A cigar-shaped object was recorded slowly hovering over the skies of Illinois in broad daylight.
Damn.
Right off the bat, we can discard the possibility of this object being a blimp, since this unidentified entity seems to be way more elongated and flat than a blimp. Also, taking a look at the zoomed-in footage, the possibility of it being a plane can also be discarded since we can see no wings at all.
Yeah.
The similarities between this object and the one from Minnesota that we saw earlier in this episode raise even more questions. Could these two...
How tiny are these things? Because if it's like super tiny, like, does that mean that the aliens would be like that? Like stretched out while being inside? While being inside, they're like stretched out because, you know, like this one, it's so like small, so they gotta be like stretched out like that. I don't know, man. I don't know, because yeah, we need to see one from the inside, because Bob Lazar claimed to have gone in one of the UFOs while he was working at Area 51 and S4, but it was a disc, he said, that had different levels to it. And it was just one color, he said, and he was getting that ominous feeling from it. It was one color, no wires, none of that. And he also talked about the anti-gravity reactor as well, that, or perhaps something like a reactor that would make it so it floats. No jet propulsion system or none of that, but yeah.
Sightings be connected in any way? Let's take a look at them side by side. Other than the speed, they seem to be pretty similar. What's your thoughts on this footage, since we have already ruled out planes and blimps? Let me know in the comment section.
Yeah, these were like 7 most mysterious videos. I want to show you guys the latest news from News Nation. UFO whistleblower Jake Barber's the eyes wide open guy that leaked the UFO, the X-ship UFO. That's who Jake Barber is, the guy who never blinks. Claims being investigated by Pentagon. Oh shit! Say psych. I wish I could say psych. Roll it.
So Ross, the major
developing story: Pentagon probes UFO whistleblower claims. Hopefully they're not gonna probe us though. But
question: do you think the Pentagon confirming it's investigating the allegations of Jake Barber is a major step forward here?
It's an incremental step forward. I think it's important because we do know that the new director of AARO, the Pentagon's UAP investigation office, a chap called Dr. John Kozlowski, we're assured he's very serious about investigating the phenomenon. And he admitted to the Congress under oath late last year that he was indeed now talking to first-hand whistleblowers. So to get this confirmation now from the Pentagon that they are now indeed investigating is positive. But as Dr. John Kozlowski has said to several people, his powers are very limited. The Pentagon dictates what he's allowed to reveal and what he's allowed to say publicly. And there isn't a very proud history, I'm afraid, of the Pentagon wanting to be very forthcoming about what we do believe is a covert UAP retrieval and reverse engineering program. So really, I think a lot depends on the degree of transparency and openness that's permitted by the Pentagon, and a lot of that hangs on the new administration. It really does rest with the president and also to some degree with the Congress whether or not we're going to get any movement on any further disclosure about this alleged covert program.
It's very interesting. I know you say there is very clear intent from senior echelons within the Pentagon leadership to continue to suppress this story. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, rip, man.
Look, there's been for decades, I believe, a covert program where the United States, I do believe, has hid its recovery, its retrieval of non-human technology.
Not that I believe. But 110% they did, man. This is why I say we demand answers. We demand answers. The public demand answers. But here's the thing, man. When are we gonna get disclosure? It's like we hear about it this year, next year, next year, next year, this year, next year, next year, this year, and next year. And it never happens, and it never comes. And whenever something like that comes, it's like we're told the next date. Now it's being said that it's gonna be revealed this year, in the coming months. And in the same breath, we're like, hey, they're trying to suppress it. I mean, technically makes sense. There's a group that wants it to be revealed. There's another group that wants to stay hidden, that wants to be kept under wraps. Makes sense. But can a brother perhaps get to like find the truth though? Can a brother perhaps get to see the and know the truth? Right? Like the video if you agree. You don't have to, but I mean, like the video if you agree.
I know a lot of people will roll their eyes and scoff at such a notion, but the evidence is now getting pretty overwhelming that this is real. There have been noises from very senior people in this new administration, including the new DNI, Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, the head of the CIA, John Ratcliffe, and also the head of the FBI, Nash Patel. These people have all indicated their willingness to investigate the UAP issue. What's interesting, though, is that the Pentagon recently came back with an answer to the White House on the drone incursions that you and I have spent a lot of time talking about, and they tried to explain them away as FAA, Federal Aviation Administration, authorised drones, that this was somehow some kind of authorised drone program. That's completely in contradiction to what the FAA said under oath to the Congress in December. So we're getting mixed messages.
Yeah, this said psych. They pulled out Uno reversal. Yeah, sorry, my honor. It was a drone. It was a drone, man. That's how the NBA team started looking like. I'm pretty sure that's all of you guys. All of us looking like this right now. Like, what? Say psych. Or I mean, they said psych. So we're saying, please say psych. That you're not saying psych. You make sense? Bruh. Probably not, right? Probably not. What the hell, man? Like, what the hell, man? Yeah, this is Jake Barber, eyes wide open guy. Like, you can tell he saw some crap, bro. He for real saw something.
From this new administration, and I'm not confident that we're going to see any degree of transparency. A lot rests, for example, on whether Anna Paulina Luna, the congresswoman who's launched this new transparency committee, is going to be allowed to ask the tough questions in a public hearing, and whether the new president, President Trump, is indeed serious with his promise to get to the bottom of the UAP mystery. So far,
yeah, to be honest though, like if Trump don't reveal it, then I don't know who's gonna do it though. And so far, I'll be honest, the way it's going and the stuff that we heard from Trump, he don't seem super interested in terms of revealing or disclosing information on UFOs. Yeah, he don't seem too interested, or perhaps he's told to not talk about it. I don't know, man.
Serious with his promise to get to the bottom of the UAP mystery. So far, I'm a little bit skeptical, but we'll wait and see.
Okay, yeah, wait and see for sure. I want to return to some of your thoughts.
Yeah, guys, check out this video on the screen. This is the last episode that we've done, because in this one of the UFO almost crashes into a military jet. Oh shit! Oh shit! Yeah, true story. Pilots came forward after that. I'm not talking about like the old story of that pilot, Commander Fravor. This is a new pilot. Check, and we had tons of other clips too. Check out this video on the screen, and I'll see you there.